afternoon, everybody. It is meteorologist Agents Weather Forecast. Welcome back to the video, guys. I'm going to be doing my second upload today, and it's going to be on the severe weather again, guys, because these storms are getting really bad as we speak, and it's looking like it's not going to get any better. Looking like we're even having a big threat for tomorrow. So, guys, I just thought I can do another update on the severe weather because we do have a lot to talk about, and there's a lot of new things and a lot of new updates. So let's go ahead and go in this video. So guys, this is going to be the areas that are going to get affected by this weather. But we have two specific areas. We have the south central, the plains right here, and then we have the northeast. We have these two areas that do have some kind of active alerts for the storm. Let's go ahead and focus on the worst right now. The worst would be right here near the Dallas area. We do have tornado. We had two counties in northern Texas near the Dallas area that had tornado warnings. And then in these yellow counties right here, in these yellow counties, we had tornado watches. So that's what we really need to watch out for. Is there can be possibility of having a tornado in these areas stretching from Texas to Arkansas to actually near the New York City area and the Philadelphia area. And then in this purple brownish color mixed together right here, we have those are severe thunderstorm watches. So that's where we can have some possibilities of having some really strong thunderstorms. And then these small little orange counties next to the tornado watches, we have severe thunderstorm warnings. So that's where we have the biggest threat for severe weather. And it's going to have a bigger threat to look at for tornadoes. And then these really dark brown colors, right, small little brown colors, flash flood warnings, which means we're really going to have a lot more rain added to what we already have now. And then in the dark green, we have flood watches, and we don't have many of those in the we don't have many of those in the Northeast, as they have not been getting a lot of, or they've been getting rain, but not really a lot as we see in the South Central. So we're going to be taking a look at what we can see in the next couple of hours. So in the next couple of hours, guys, we're really going to have some very strong bands start to come together into the South Central, especially in the southern part of Oklahoma. And then we're going to have some strong little bands that are going to be in front of it. So we can have possibilities of some major smaller bands that can actually affect some areas before the major one. We go more into today into the evening hours, where we're gonna have some small bands advancing into the Missouri, into the Mississippi area, really strong bands in front of those. And then this would be the major part right here, gonna affect the northern part of Arkansas and northern part of Texas. Very strong bands can really bring in some heavy rain for the Dallas area. It could really bring some damaging winds and then some large hail. And then we go later into tonight. We're really gonna have some strong storms into the Dallas area, and then we're gonna have some more bands staying into the Arkansas, Missouri area. But we can really have a strong band starting to intensify as we go into the Dallas area. It's going to start It's going to split into two areas. We're going to have this one, and then we're going to have this one. It's going to split into two. Really not going to be as strong once it splits into two. Just have some severe weather possible, but a very small chance of having that severe weather we go into tomorrow. By tomorrow, it's really going to fall apart, honestly. We're going to have it be like this light to moderate rain possible into the South Central, and then we're going to have this other band. Let me get it. We're going to have this other band right here that can bring light to moderate rain, but it's going to move up into the north. Alright, so when these bands moving to the north, we got to take a look as to where it can take a turn. But let's take a quick look at the plains, right, or the plains in the Midwest. We're going to have some strong bands of rain to the Missouri and Illinois and Indiana area. We can have some possible light to moderate rain threat, and that can bring in some. That's going to come more into the Louisville area, and then we're going to have some possible severe weather into the Erie, Pennsylvania area. But let's go later into tonight. Later into the tonight hours, we're really going to have some powerful storms. These storms that are moving up and really going to bring some strong rain for parts of the Missouri tip, and then for part of western Kentucky, really strong bands there. And then it's about go more to tomorrow. We're going to have it split up into a lot of areas, stretching from the Ohio Valley to parts of the Midwest into the Minnesota border with Iowa, possibly strong bands into the border right here of Iowa and Illinois. But it's going to be very complex if you go into tomorrow, but we're still going to have severe weather. And then we could actually have some very strong storms tomorrow, bring in some severe weather for the Chicago area, and then possibly for the northern part of Kentucky. And then we're going to have a light to moderate rain band that's going to be very split up into from the major bands there, and then that can bring some possible severe weather to the Milwaukee area. This is tomorrow, and then that can bring some more heavy rain into the Ohio Valley and possibly bring some very strong amounts of rain into the northeast. So now speaking of that, let's go into the northeast now. So just in the next couple of hours, we're going to have some severe weather form to the Erie, Pennsylvania area. It's going to move into the Pittsburgh area, more in central, move into the Pittsburgh area and then central Pennsylvania. We go later into tonight, it's going to bring some very strong bands with the low, because that low pressure is going to be right there. Going to bring some very powerful storms for the near the State College area of the Pennsylvania area. Can really possibly have some damaging winds possible. And then the thing is, it's going to be very complex. It's going to start to beat together in this one small little area, but you can see multiple bands. We're going to have multiple little areas that can have some very strong and damaging winds and possibly large tornadoes. We have a lot of areas that can actually have damaging winds in these areas, especially in that West Virginia, Pennsylvania border, and then for the north eastern part of Pennsylvania can really have some very damaging winds. And then that can actually bring some severe weather into the New York City area, possibly, and then into the Connecticut and Rhode Island area. And then that's going to bring a small little band to the most of the western part of New Jersey, and then possibly bring some very severe weather into the northern part of Virginia. And then we go into tomorrow. Tomorrow we can have that second wave. It's gonna start more into the southern part of Pennsylvania, northern part of West Virginia, and then in the northern part of the storm we're gonna have the light to moderate rain. And then that can possibly be a same scenario, but bring smaller bands and a bit less of bands. But we're gonna have some really major bands to the Baltimore area and to the Philadelphia area. So again, it can affect many areas in the Mid-Atlantic area, and then that can bring some possible flooding rains after it is over. So those are the three major areas that can have very severe weather from today through tomorrow. So let's take a look now at what we're going to see in the Storm Prediction Center. So this has not really changed at all, really, except for the slight chance has really gone a bit more south into the Ohio Valley area. It's gone a bit more south into the Kentucky. And so in the marginal risk, we have 30 million, and it's going to be stretching all the way from the New England area all the way to near the San Angelo area. So we have Chicago, San Antonio, Oklahoma City. Oops, got to reload. All right, so this is it right here. We have Chicago, San Antonio, Oklahoma City, Cleveland, and Toledo. So a lot of areas into the Ohio area. And then the slight chance has a very big population of 47 million people. It's got up a bit more into more in general this area. So we have New York City in there, Indianapolis, Columbus. So we have Columbus, Ohio, Austin, Texas, and Tulsa, Oklahoma. So we're going to have all the way from the south central to the northeast, and then we're going to have two areas that had the bullseye for today. We're going to have two areas in the enhanced risk, the northeast and mid-Atlantic area, kind of together right there, and then more into the plains and the south central. So let's take a look at what we have in the the northeast and the mid-Atlantic. We have Philadelphia and Baltimore and Washington, D.C. So we have the capital of the country right here, going to have some very strong bands of severe weather. And then we have the enhanced risk for Dallas, Fort Worth, and other areas into the St. Louis area possibly can get in there. But we have a population of 37 million people. Let's go ahead and take a look at the summary now. Alright, so for you guys to have a better understanding, so we're going to have scattered severe storms are likely for portions of southern plains, which is in that enhanced risk for the Dallas and Fort Worth area, and through the Ozarks and across the Ohio Valley to the north central Appalachian Mountains and mid-Atlantic states today and tonight. So again, it's describing the mid-Atlantic and the Ozarks right here, or no, I believe the Ozarks right here, and then for the south central. So it's really describing basically what I'm talking about here. And then this is what I'm talking about now. We have a worse scenario for tomorrow. We actually have, first of all, we have a bigger area for a marginal risk for both South Central and the Mid-Atlantic and Ohio Valley. And then we actually have a slight chance now. So we have a bigger chance for having severe weather. We actually had a very small, marginal chance for parts of the Mid-Atlantic. But we're going to have some intensifying storms looking like they're going to get a bit bigger as we go into tomorrow. So we have marginal risk for 41 million people from New York City, Indianapolis, Columbus, Washington, and actually all the way to Nashville. So that's how far it went down in there. And then, so we have the slight chance covering 13 million people. We have Philadelphia, where we're going to really have the strong bands in Philadelphia, like I said, in the Philadelphia. in the Connecticut area, and then we're going to have Baltimore, very strong bands again in Pittsburgh, Columbia, Maryland, and then Camden, New Jersey. So again, it's going to get a bit worse as we talk. And then again, guys, we have a tremendous amount of flooding threats here for parts of the Northeast to the Ozarks through the South Central. Looking like we're going to have a bit more rain into the, so we did see the 5 inches earlier this morning for the northwestern part of Arkansas, but now it's gone more into the western part, and it's actually going to get into the eastern part of Oklahoma too. So looking like we're having a lot more chances for severe weather into the Oklahoma area again. Tulsa, don't worry about it. You're not going to get more than an inch here, but we have 5 inches for the Arkansas-Oklahoma border, and then possibly even more rain than expected for parts of the for the central part, or the more into the eastern part, the eastern part of Texas. And then we're going to have a smaller band stretching from Providence, Rhode Island, to all the way to the Evansville, Indiana, where we can actually stretch from around 1 to 2 inches here to possibly 2 to 3 into the New England area. So again, possibly flooding threats, and it doesn't take a lot of rain to have flooding, especially into the northeast. So we're going to be taking a quick look at the Cape now. So we're going to have some strong numbers into the northern part of Arkansas, 3,900, 4,000. Same thing in Dallas. We're going to have 3,500 all the way to Austin. And then we're going to have some very similar numbers into the St. Louis area, and then possibly into the central part of Illinois. And then we can have by 11 p.m. very, very quiet. We're going to have just some little high numbers for some areas near the north of the Nashville area. And we go to tomorrow at 2 p.m. We're going to have some high numbers into the south central areas, moving more to the Shreveport area, and 3,400, 3,700, and then Austin, Texas, the capital, can get 4,100. And then by 8 p.m. tomorrow, it's just going to have these regular high Cape numbers into the Texas area like we always have. And then by tomorrow at 11 p.m., it's going to be a bit calmer. Alright guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys have a better understanding how these storms are going to play out from today to tomorrow. Very strong bands, and it could change quite a lot, and I'll have a video out tomorrow about what's going to happen tomorrow into the northeast and possibly into the Midwest. So yeah, see you guys in the next video, and please don't forget to like and subscribe, and bye.